Welcome back, folks, to a very delayed episode of #AskGSM here today for May 19th. I know Kane's least favorite day of the year, 2017. I'm Graham GSM Matthews, going up 2 days late this week. Too busy spending the entire week with my girlfriend, Haley, who's actually sitting here right next to me. So here's the thing. Here on #AskGSM, we've had 4 guests here on the show over the past 3 or 4 years, okay? We've had 4 very special people, all 5 of the 5 horsemen, including myself. We've had John first, then RJ, then Jason, then Tom just last week, and this week we have a very special guest. She's not answering every question. I only said, send your questions for her on very early Wednesday, so I only got a few questions, only 2 actually, exactly, for Haley. So I won't ask her input on a lot of things here, but she is indeed joining us. I'm going to bring the microphone to Haley. Haley, say hello to the people. Say at least hi.
Hi.
No, say a little louder.
Hi.
Wow, that was sound a little bitchy there, Haley. You have any resentment towards the audience? Yes or no? Come on. I wish this was video so I could show you. Come on. Go. Who's your favorite wrestler?
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins. Oh, say it a little louder so people can hear. Say it, Seth Rollins. And who from SmackDown? AJ Styles. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but she's a little microphone shy, so she doesn't really want to be recorded, but I'm going to have to call upon her at the end of the episode to answer 2 questions that were directed towards Haley. So she just did a feigning gun motion towards her head, which I don't appreciate. We got to get going soon, so we're going to apologize for the delay in the episode here today, but it is coming to you better late than ever, I believe. I had a Backlash on Sunday, which I'm extremely excited for. We got NXT TakeOver on Saturday. Very much looking forward to that. And just a heads up, all the reviews, Wrestle Rant Radio, videos, all that shit is a bit backlogged at the moment. Again, spending the entire week ahead of graduation tomorrow. Thanks to all for the congratulatory messages. Everything will be up in due time, so just stay put. If you want to send in a question to a #AskGSM, again, episodes normally go up every Wednesday. You can do so by tweeting me on the Twitter machine at WrestleRant with the #AskGSM. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Graham.gsm.Matthews. You can drop a comment on the post I usually put up on Tuesday nights, if not on the wall itself, or just leave a comment on this very video. I'll include it in next week's edition. Let's kick it off here with Captain Sunshine from YouTube. Their first question was, whatever Randy Orton making fun of indie wrestling is just a setup for Jinder Mahal to suddenly burst out some flippy shit. Tell me Jinder's veiny ass wouldn't become an instant star if he won the title Sunday with an imploding 450. That would be quite great if this whole Orton thing with the Flip Gordon heat and with Bully Ray and everything else. You got to pay attention to Orton's Twitter to know what I'm talking about here. It's not storyline based at all, at least from what I understand. But if it was all tied together, that'd be pretty sweet. Their second question, what's going on with the Extreme Rules card? The Intercontinental title match, or the Intercontinental title can be won by DQ. The women's title is on an X on a pole match, and the tag team titles are just a regular rematch. So for the regular matches, like the main event, I know a 5-way is like considered no DQ, but it's been that way for a while. We've had cards in the past that have been, with matches that were just standard singles matches, no Extreme Rules, no stipulations attached, which obviously takes away from the nature of the pay-per-view. So I guess they could always change matches. We're only like 3 weeks out from the show, so there's still time to adjust the card and add stipulations if need be. So the tag title rematch doesn't really bother me too much. The Cruiserweight title is another match that needs a stip, but doesn't have one yet. The IC title match, I did not hear the stipulation where the title could be won by DQ. That's pretty lame. I hope that's changed. In the women's match, the kendo stick in a pole match is, the pole aspect is dumb, but the kendo stick itself is pretty damn cool. I thought they had a cool segment on Raw this week between Alexa Bliss and Bayley. Quick sidebar here. Haley, I'm going to bring the microphone to you. You got to pick one, Alexa Bliss or Bayley.
Alexa Bliss.
I know. So we've been fighting over this since yesterday. Tommy Sharp is Alexa Bliss. I love Alexa Bliss, but I'm Bayley for life. So for some reason, Haley still finds, some solace in being with me despite the fact I'm a Bayley fan. She likes Bayley, but she likes Alexa Bliss more. Vice versa for me. Any particular reason, Mrs. Haley, as to why you like Alexa Bliss more than Bayley? You're on the spot. Any reason? Is it because she's hot? Is it because she's good in the ring? Is it because she's a great mic worker? She's awesome? Or D, all of the above? Stop. Give me the shoulders as to what you don't know what to say. You say I like her or I don't like her. What is it?
All of the above.
All of the above. I love how you just kind of whispered it just so that people couldn't hear you. Thanks a lot, babe. Next question. Where is Rusev? They advertised him for SmackDown. We are sitting here watching TV on Tuesday. I saw about 6 commercials on USA Network at a SmackDown on Tuesday for Rusev. Never showed up. He, in kayfabe, obviously said on Twitter he was at like a basketball game. So they probably just changed plans. I read something from, I think it was Sportskeeda, so take it for what it's worth, that they changed plans and they wanted Rusev to win the Money in the Bank contract, but they changed plans and wanted to have him in the title match itself of Money in the Bank and have a big confrontation with Shane McMahon, but they didn't know when to do it, so they held off this week. But then why the fuck would you advertise him for the show? Like, that didn't make any sense to me. So whatever, I guess we'll find out. I mean, I would expect him, honestly, to show up on Sunday at Backlash. I guess we'll see, but I was a little surprised as well and a little disappointed. He was nowhere to be seen on Tuesday night. Emmanuel A., he said in regards to last week's episode, I really like Tom here. He's got a cool presence going for him. Do you know if you'll be able to have him on another guest? Do you know when you'll be able to have on another guest on #AskGSM? So for Tom, that might have been the first and last time, unless we can get him on the phone. Like I said, I'm graduating tomorrow. Tom works here at school, so probably the last time we have Tom in person. I loved having Tom on, so again, shout out to him. Check out last week's episode if you enjoyed it. Let me know. I appreciate the feedback. A lot of great feedback on that show. But yeah, I thought Tom was great. A lot of people enjoyed him. I think Tom was an awesome guest. And to answer your question, we got Haley on right now. She's not really an official guest, so to speak. She's not really answering questions, nor does she want to. She's giving me that smirk right now because you know she's not helping me out any by not saying anything. But beyond Haley, probably John. RJ officially retired from the show about a year ago. He has not been heard or seen. He has not been heard from or been seen since. Here on the show, we've had him on a few times on Wrestle Rant Radio, 2 times to be exact, over the past year, but he has largely moved on. We wish him the best in his future endeavors, the Red Sox. But that being said, I think RJ's off the list. Tom, probably not happening. It's either really Jason or John. I'll be seeing Jason on Monday, but we probably won't record a hashtag, so maybe at some point this summer, hopefully. We just can't record it on a Wednesday because he works Wednesdays all day, so we'd have to record it early. John is probably your best bet, just because I see John at least once or twice a month during the summer. I haven't seen him since January, so hopefully when I see him next time, which will hopefully be the next couple weeks, we can get John on. In terms of people that I haven't had on before, with the exception of Haley, obviously. Like I said, she doesn't technically... Oh, she counts. She appeared on the show, technically. But beyond those people, I only really have people here on the show that I consider good friends, wrestling-wise. So probably not, unless we get on a friend of mine that's kind of like a casual fan at best. Beyond that, we've had on the entire 5 Horsemen cast with myself, Tommy, Jason, John, RJ. So that's probably it for right now. So just stay tuned. I really enjoy having people here on the show besides myself, obviously. His second question / statement here. Some elaboration on Amon Johnson's Ahmed, not Ahmed. I know Jason gave me a lot of shit for that. His title shot in 1997. He turned heel after King of the Ring and had joined Nation of Domination to challenge The Undertaker at In Your House Canadian Stampede. However, the week after his heel turn, they did a promo segment where the Nation were challenged by a new stable called the Disciples of Apocalypse, which I recall. When it became a brawl, Amon Johnson attempted a judo throw but ended up blowing his knee out in the process, and that was it. Ahmed got kicked out of the Nation by the time he returned and got released the following year. On that note, what wrestler suffered the most poorly timed injury that you can remember? Yeah, the Amon Johnson push, which is a big shame. The guy was never that good to begin with, so it's not that big of a shame, but he was in line for a big push before he got hurt. In recent years, obviously the most recent example would be Braun Strowman. The guy got hurt, was supposed to be out for 6 weeks, ended up being out for not hopefully, but it seems at this point that he's going to be out for 6 months. Hopefully he's back sooner than that. Haley's friggin' shaking her head right now. She's not a big Braun Strowman fan, so be that as it may. But beyond Braun, in recent years, again, Finn Balor won the first ever Universal Championship back at SummerSlam, got hurt that very same fucking match even before he won the belt, and he was out for 6-7 months, so that was obviously very poorly timed. As well as Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt had just turned babyface right after WrestleMania last year after WrestleMania 32. and then he got hurt, and he was a heel by the time he got back, which was a shame. So, again, those are the most prominent examples that come to mind in the past, year or two. Elena the Y, I think people forget how much of a great brawler Mick Foley was. His most memorable matches are the ones where he takes a beating and just keeps coming back for more. Example, Hell in a Cell at King of the Ring 98 against Taker, I Quit match or Rumble 99 against Rock. But Foley's best matches are really the ones where he was allowed on offense and kill you dead with flying elbows off the apron and sunset flips from the second rope to the floor. It feels weird to say, but is Foley an underrated brawler? Yeah, I would say so. You look at his matches where, like you said, obviously the Hell in the Cell match, the fucking, Triple H match. No, I would consider that brawling. I would say that was a brawling match from No Way Out 2000, or even Royal Rumble 2000 as well with Triple H, the street fight. The I Quit match, as you said, but also the Shawn Michaels match, which I'm sure you're alluding to, from the Mind Games pay-per-view of In Your House, and that was another one where he was on offense. So yeah, I would say Foley is an underrated brawler. I would classify him as one in that respect. Prince5835, his first question was, kind of already touched upon this before, but what is your take in the whole Rip Rogers tweet about indie wrestling matches? Also, do you like some of the indie wrestling style that is making its way to WWE? I do. Too much of it is too much, like Ring of Honor, as much as I love ROH, they kind of go overboard with it from time to time, and having every match, like they had a finisher in the first 5 fucking minutes and they kick out, which is kind of ridiculous. But I do WWE, I do enjoy and appreciate the fact they're kind of breaking the mold and doing something a lot less formulaic, which I enjoy a lot. The Rip Rogers tweet, I think Ricochet said it best. He kind of put up a tweet about it. I think on Sunday of last week, it might have been Saturday. I think it was Saturday, so about a week ago at this point. Ricochet put up his tweet, I think, early last week or this past week, I think, when he was defending indie wrestling, and he was saying, just enjoy what you love, blah, blah, blah. Don't criticize other styles of wrestling, which I completely agree with. I'm not going to say, the indie wrestling is bad. I'm not going to say it's great. To each their own, I think, is the best way to really respond to that, but it was a giant mess. Orton was hilarious on Twitter. I don't necessarily agree with everything he said in regards to Bubba Ray Dudley, Bully Ray, whatever, and Rip Rogers and everything else. But I think Ricochet said it best. So if you haven't already seen it, check out his response on Twitter from this past week. Second question of his, with how long The Undertaker has lasted in the wrestling business, do you see anyone on the current roster lasting as long as he did? On the current roster, that's a good one. John Cena at this point has been here for 15 years. You've had The Miz has been here for over 10 years. I'm not going to say The Miz is the next Undertaker, but Haley's also shaking her head at that. Anyone in your mind, Haley, that comes to mind in terms of who is the next Undertaker? Not in terms of character, but in terms of longevity. Anyone? No? Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Like someone like AJ Styles, if he came here like 20 years ago, I would say so, but the guy's like 40 now. Same thing with guys like Bobby Roode, people like that. Finn Balor is kind of up there. But I don't. Not on the current roster. No one, to me, seems like they'll be here 20 years from now. And the turnover rate is crazy. Like people that were here 5 years ago are now gone. Or if you were here 5 years ago, you've left and come back. Like a guy like Drew McIntyre or Jinder Mahal or Kurt Hawkins. So, no, honestly, like maybe Braun Strowman if he was booked as a better big guy. But other than that, there's no one on the current roster that screams to me like they'll be here for the next 25 years. Next question. Are WWE fans easily swayed by how WWE books guys more than they like to admit? You look at Miz last year with the shitty feuds with Darren Young and Apollo Crews. And people shitted on him. It's not shitted, it's shit. Is that not correct, Haley? Is it shit or shitted for past tense of the word shit?
Shit.
That's what I thought. It's like I didn't just shit it in the toilet, right? That's beyond the point. I'm sorry I argued that. But he had said, but as soon as he cut that Talking Smack promo, Darren Young, I'm skipping back here. As soon as he cut that Talking Smack promo, everyone became a fan. But it wasn't just what was booked for him. It was how he handled it. That Talking Smack promo was fucking epic. But if anyone else did it, if he didn't do it as motivated, as driven, as passionate as he did, it may not have come off as well. You look at CM Punk's whole, I'm fucking leaving at Money in the Bank on July 17th. It was only supposed to be a standard story where he says, I'm fucking leaving with the belt. He loses, and then that's it. He goes home. But he took that ball and fucking ran with it and running down the company, Vince McMahon, John Cena, WWE, everything. and it became one of the best angles of all time, not even in recent years. So it's not that WWE, it's like we're not praising. I mean, some of the writing is better than some fans like to admit. I will agree to that. But at the same time, the Talking Smack promo for Miz was really how he delivered it than really what he was saying. And I'm sure a lot of what he said, too, was improvised. Next question. Oh, SmackDown commercial. Next, we have the TV on in the background. It's on mute right now. Next question. Have you ever heard of the game show? Have you heard about the game show that is coming to the WWE Network this summer/fall? I did. I think it's being hosted by R-Truth. Probably check out the first episode. Could not care less. Haley, any interest? Would you like to say any reason why? Big R-Truth fan or nothing? No, I didn't think so. I honestly couldn't give two shits. I'll probably check out the first episode, and that's about it. Next couple questions come from Brandon Alexander. Brandon A. from YouTube. First off, congratulations on your upcoming graduation. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you. I appreciate that. First question from Brandon. I remember last week there was a question about your favorite 10-man tags last week that came about because of your Canadian Stampede review. I watched it last week and that it was an awesome match, but I know you had trouble coming up with other examples. Have you ever seen the 10-man tag from the Raw February 7th, 2000 episode? This was with Triple H and X-Pac of DX, and Perry Saturn, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero of the Radicals versus The Rock, Cactus Jack, Rikishi, and Too Cool. I encourage you to watch it if you haven't seen it, and the crowd is white hot for it, just like the Canadian Stampede crowd. I believe this is one of Solo Monster's favorite matches even. I've heard of it. As you had said, Jason Solomon, the Solo Monster, has talked about it before, and it being one of his favorite matches ever. So I do know about it from his podcast. I have yet to watch it myself, but I thought 2000 was one of the best in-ring years WWE ever had. So that doesn't surprise me that one of the best matches of all time in Raw history took place back in 2000. So I have heard of it, just never seen it. Second question of his, what is the story with Cheeseburger from Ring of Honor? I've never seen him wrestle outside of New Japan Rumble, but he seems to be over, and I hear his name mentioned every once in a while. So he's a regular in Ring of Honor, and yes, Haley, there is a wrestler actually named Cheeseburger. He is not a cheeseburger, but he does wear cheeseburger-esque colors. He is this really, really, really skinny, small dude. And he's all right in the ring, like the judo chops and shit are funny. He's not, like, amazing in the ring. He's just really small, so he sticks out, and that's why he's over. Like, he is the absolute ultimate underdog against people that are bigger than him. That's really his whole deal. He's just the ultimate underdog. He doesn't win all that much, but he goes down looking like a champ in fucking defeat. So that's why people love him. He's a lovable loser, so to speak. So I don't know. I know he was on Jericho's podcast, so if you want a background for where the name Cheeseburger came from, check out Jericho's podcast with him. I think it was from Christmas 2015. So you got to go back about a year and a half. I don't remember what the motivation was behind the name. You got to check it out. But the guy is great, though, and he's a lot of fun. He's great and a lot of fun to watch, though. Third question, would it be even smart to turn Sasha Banks heel now? Once Alexa Bliss gets done with Bayley, the only other faces on Raw are Dana Brooke, who is not good, and Mickie James, who is great, but the casual fan base does not care about her at all. I feel like the majority of the women on Raw are already heels. Yeah, I mean, I think they just got to wait until the Bayley feud is over. Like you said, they got to wait until the Alexa Bliss-Bayley feud is over, because once that's cleared up, probably either after Extreme Rules or the Great Balls of Fire show is when Sasha's going to turn heel. If Sasha's going heel, and she is, it's really only a matter of if, or rather when and not if. If she's going to go heel, she's got to attack Bayley. And like you said to me a couple weeks ago, baby, you're like, oh, when's she going to attack Bayley? Like, you should beat her up or something, you know? You said when she should turn. Did you not say that?
Yeah.
You did say that, so. I think Sasha Banks is going to be a great heel. We've seen it before in NXT, even on the early months, first few months of her on the main roster. But she can't just, snap or something. She's got to snap at Bayley. Because that way, that's pretty much ensuring that she's going to get booed. And that's the story they've been setting up for a long time now, for months. So hopefully she turns heel on Bayley, and it won't be until after Extreme Rules, or Great Balls of Fire, so they can set up a match for SummerSlam in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center on the 2-year anniversary of their awesome match at Brooklyn 1 from 2 years ago, which I was at, by the way. One of my favorite matches of all time. Fourth question of theirs, what is your favorite style of wrestling? Technical, high-flying, submission, or mat-based? Strong style, brawling, power moves, etc. I'm almost positive I answered this question last week, but I would say technical. I enjoy all styles of wrestling, but I would say technical. I don't know, I just find it the most enjoyable. Go to the Facebook questions here. First one being from Nick W. on Facebook. What are your predictions for Backlash? I won't say them here. You can check out on Wrestle Rant Radio. We talked about them just yesterday. I don't know if I'm doing an article for my predictions. I don't think I'll have time between now and Saturday or Sunday for the show. I will say for the top 2 matches, I think Jinder is winning the belt, and I think Kevin Owens will retain the United States Championship. So those are my top 2 predictions. For the full predictions, check out the latest Wrestle Rant Radio, which is not up as of this recording, but it should be up at some point in the next few days. Hopefully in the next 24 hours. Do you think if Jinder does win, kind of going off of that, he would get at least 100 days as champ? Absolutely not. If Jinder wins, it's at least for the India tour, which I think they're doing. I'm not positive. I'm not sure if they're touring India or what. But I don't think he's champion for more than a month. If Jinder wins, it's going to be until like at least Money in the Bank or Great Balls of Fire. Then they put the belt right back on Orton in time for SummerSlam, where he can feud with Corbin, someone else, and hopefully AJ Styles before long. Are you impressed with Braun Strowman, how far he has come? Absolutely. I mean, Braun was he was terrible at like around this time a year ago. Like I was shitting all over the idea of a Braun Strowman Undertaker match at WrestleMania 32 because it would have been the drizzling shits, and he had no character development. He fucking blew in the ring. But now he's a lot better in the ring. He's a great athlete. He's not a great athlete, but he can work well within his limitations. The feud of the Roman has been great. He's a lot better on the mic. He's a lot fun to watch. He's a lot more fun to watch. And you just know at some point he's going to go babyface because he's really popular. So, Haley, what's that look for? You don't like Braun Strowman? No? Yes? No? Say it to the people. No? Stop shaking your head. This is audio. Damn it, woman. Say something. Yes or no?
Roman Reigns is better.
Roman Reigns is better? You're a Roman Reigns fan, or yes or no?
Yeah.
You're a fucking Roman Reigns fan since when? Oh, God, we're going to have a serious talk once it's over. If my thing on Facebook goes to the single, you guys know why. Just kidding, baby girl, just kidding. Next question, and your take on the welcoming committee. Fucking don't care. Natalia does nothing for me. Fucking, who else? Natalia, you got friggin' Tamina Snuka. Gonna give 2 shits. But, whatever. So, Tamina's awful. Natalia, don't care about. Carmella's okay. She's improved, but as a stable, they have zero chemistry. We talked about this last week with Tom, but yeah, just I don't care. Mark S has got a couple questions here. What is a TV title, and could it be an option to introduce one for 205 Live? No, 205 Live only needs one title. A TV title is really just the secondary championship. There's not much of a difference between a TV title and like the United States Championship or the fucking U.S. title, the Intercontinental Championship. The emergency exit door went off. Someone just walked through the door. We don't have to vacate the building. It's okay. That's a little weird. But yeah, TV title. Stop showing me pictures on your phone, you weirdo. Stop trying to friggin' distract me. Now, 205 Live does not need any more championships, to answer your question. So distractions going on right now. Fuck. Last ever episode of Hashtag AskG7, by the way, recorded in college. So, Haley, you're here for history, baby. You're here for history. Which match are you most interested in seeing from NXT TakeOver and Backlash? From NXT, probably the tag team title, the ladder match. If Ciampa can go, I heard he got hurt. The fucking thing is going on in the background, guys. I apologize. It's very annoying here. I don't know if you're picking up on that or not. And if you are, I apologize. I'm going to try to work around it. But yeah, the tag team title ladder match sounds great for Backlash. I'm not sure. Backlash, probably Owens and Styles. That sounds like it's going to be a great match, and I'm really, really looking forward to that one. Beyond that, let's see. Who would you be more interested in seeing win the Fatal 5-Way match at Extreme Rules? The number 1 contenders for the Universal title. Samoa Joe would be cool, but I guess we'll have to see where it goes. But yeah, Samoa Joe would be pretty sweet. I'd be completely fine with that. I'm sure it's going to be like someone like Finn Balor. Really, anyone it's a win. Roman Reigns, I'm sure we're going to see eventually anyway. I think they're going to save it till WrestleMania. But yeah, no, I could definitely see that happening at some point down the road. But for right now, Finn Balor, Rollins would be cool. Samoa Joe. Who's the other one in the match? Bray Wyatt would be fine. Not a huge interest, but it would be okay. Any person, Bay, that you are interested in seeing win the Fatal 5-Way match at Extreme Rules between those 5 people?
Seth Rollins.
Obviously, Seth Rollins. Why would I even ask that? What a dumb question. Next question from Mark. If you were Shane McMahon and Rusev was demanding a WWE World title shot from Money in the Bank, what approach would you take? Well, like I said, I think the original plan was to have Rusev come back and then say, I want a title match. And then Shane says, no, it doesn't work like that. You're going to have to earn one through the Money in the Bank ladder match. And that's what I would do. I think Rusev would be cool, but having him go through the Money in the Bank ladder match would be more logical. I think it'd be better. So I'm hoping that's the route that they take. But that's what I would do. I mean, I guess you could do Rusev too. That'd be fine. But I do see them going that route with Rusev and Shane by having him come back either Sunday or Tuesday of next week for SmackDown Live. And then him saying basically, I want the title match. And then Shane says, fuck you. You got to go through the ladder match first and win the briefcase. Next question from @Scarlet1. Did you see Eric Rowan on Talking Smack? We did watch Talking Smack after SmackDown, so Haley saw it too. Yeah, no, it was really weird. I know they set up the Rowan and Harper match. Probably the most that Rowan has ever talked in his entire fucking career, which is great. That's what Talking Smack is for, to give people more mic time, which is awesome. But I thought it was decent. Again, I don't really know why they're doing another Harper Rowan match, other than the fact they need to get them on the card. But beyond that, no, I thought it was a fine segment, and it's cool to see Roman getting more mic time. The guy's not great, but it's better than nothing. Their next question is Dean Ambrose the safest of the Shield? He's the only one who can still say he has not let anyone get injured. He is. Ambrose has never injured anyone, as far as I know, at least in WWE. And he's never been injured himself. The guy's on the road, 300 days a year, whatever it is. He talks about it all the time. He's like the fucking mechanic of the WWE. How Rollins is the architect. That makes Dean Ambrose the mechanic. He's there whenever they need a spot to fill. He's always having at least good matches, at the very least. Maybe not great matches, but at least good matches. And he's always there to headline the house shows. So I would definitely say that Dean Ambrose, is the safest of the Shield guys. Scarlett's next question here. Between NXT TakeOver Chicago and Backlash, what looks like the most promising and least promising match? So again, most promising for TakeOver. I'll split it into two. For TakeOver, the UK title match looks great. I'm trying to think of what matches are on tap for Backlash, or rather Chicago. Maybe like Roderick Strong and Eric Young. Probably least promising. I mean, I love Roderick Strong. I think Eric Young is good. Probably that's the least promising. I think the rest of the matches have the potential to be pretty good. Or maybe the triple threat. I think the triple threat could be good too, given that Nikki Cross is great, Asuka's great, even Ruby Riot's really good. So I think it's going to be Roderick Strong and Eric Young will be least promising. For the least promising match of Backlash, honestly, Orton Mahal, no surprise there. I don't think they're going to have a great match. If AJ Styles cannot fucking get a good match out of you, then you're pretty much hopeless. So I'm not really looking forward to that match from an in-ring standpoint. Most promising, again, like I said earlier, for TakeOver, probably either the UK title match or the tag team title ladder match. And for Backlash, rather, definitely Owens AJ. Nakamura Ziggler could be good, could be really, really good actually, but I don't imagine it's going to be more than a glorified squash for Nakamura. At Sean Marizik, his question was, on a scale from 1 to 10, how excited are you for Backlash? Maybe like a 7 to an 8. I'm probably not going to watch live. I have other plans on Sunday. I'm going to watch it with Jason probably on Monday evening, Monday afternoon, so no spoilers. But if it was like, oh my god, I can't miss it, I'd make other plans and attempt to watch it live. But I don't. It's going to be a good show. The SmackDown shows are all really, really good. They're all either very good or great. But I would say about a 7. I think it could be like a kind of like a not smoke and mirrors, but like an unexpected gem, I think is the best way to sum it up. A lot like Backlash last year for SmackDown. I think the show really was not given much hype. People weren't really looking forward to it, and it followed through, and it was a great show. So hopefully Backlash this Sunday is no different. Next question from Mr. Marceau at RJ_Marceau. Hi RJ. His question was, could TJP be successful out of the Cruiserweight division, and why do the top Cruiserweights have submission finishers? Probably just to add to the repertoire. I know Perkins has always had the knee bar. Neville's Rings of Saturn finisher is new. Gallagher did not know that he had one. I don't know if he does. He might. Aries has always had the last chancery. So they might be just doing that to add an I Quit match stipulation to the match at Extreme Rules. Don't do funny faces, babe. Don't just friggin' distract me. But yeah, so that's probably why for that, for why they have submission finishers. Could TJP be successful out of the Cruiserweight division? Babe, hot take, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes. Wow, that was a bold prediction. I think TJP's really good. We talked about this. I think Mark asked the same question like months ago. I think he could. There's also a good chance he could be lost in the shuffle. But yeah, no, I think as a heel, I think he could be really, really good. I think he could be a solid mid-carder, especially for SmackDown. But Haley made a great point when we were watching 205 Live, I think, or maybe it was Raw, I don't remember. But he was still wearing the shirt that said TJ Perkins on it, and his name is TJP. It's not fucking TJ Perkins anymore, people. It's TJP. The shirt's wrong, right? Mm-hmm. I know you bought the shirt, Haley. Now you got to go back and delete your order. Fuck you, WWE. Just kidding. WWE Shop is great. Last two questions here. These two being for Haley. At Scarlet 1. Going back to Scarlet, their question was, first one, what shows and or books does Haley follow? Don't you lay down on the couch. You're going to answer the question. They're interested to know about you, babe. Any books, or start with the shows. Any shows that you follow? You don't really watch much TV.
No.
But Netflix, though? You do watch Netflix.
Yeah.
So what shows do you follow? The people want to know.
I don't know. I like 13 Reasons Why.
Really? I didn't know you watched that show. I'm your boyfriend. I don't fucking know. Why are you revealing this information to me now on the show?
I watched it all in 2 days.
Okay, maybe you did mention that to me. What about Orange is the New Black? You watched that show?
Yeah.
It's a good show. Is it not?
Mhm.
Good show. Any books that you follow? You read any books? Not a big book fan? Not a reader?
No.
I think a lot of people, when they answer that question, say the same exact thing. I like to read when I can, the wrestling autobiographies. But I think for the most part, I'm not really sure just in regards to, what books I follow. I only really read wrestling autobiographies. I'm in the middle of, you know what, actually? Perfect segue. The NXT book that I'm reading currently, I think is great. The one that you got me for graduation. Mm-hmm. It's really, really good. So, hopefully at some point I can finish that probably once I'm done by next week after I graduate. But last question here. Also from Scarlet 1 it's kind of for me, but it's in regards to Haley. Have you shown Haley any long matches? And by long, I mean 40-minute plus matches. Yeah. Technically, yeah. We watched the Rumbles together. We watched 2010 and 2011 together, did we not? And those are over an hour. I'm trying to think. You watch a lot of pay-per-views. Any matches from the past since August that have gone over an hour, we've watched. But I can't remember any 40-minute matches from WWE in the past 8 months. So the Rumble, I guess. The Rumble, I can't really think of many other matches that were over 40 minutes. We never watched any 60-minute Iron Man matches, I don't think. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know what you're getting at with that question, like whether she gets bored or something. I'm not really sure. But, yeah, if it's a long match, you might tend to get bored because you're a casual fan at best. So, is that true? Yay or nay? I guess it depends on the match, right? Mm-hmm. Probably depends on the match and who's in it and what's it about and whether Seth Rollins is involved. Exactly. You know I'm right. So that's going to do it, guys, for us, on hashtag AskGSM. Like I said, the last episode ever. I'm losing my fucking voice. It's so hot in here. And my voice is already shot because I've been talking to you all week. And my voice is, really, really hoarse right now. Not as bad as it usually is, when we get home, when I get back from a wrestling show, but still pretty bad. Like WrestleMania, dude, I was I talked all the time. My voice was shot for 3 days. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
It was. I could barely talk to you. I was like, and you're like, when did you smoke a six pack of cigarettes? I'm like, I didn't, babe, I lost my voice. And I don't need. If you're asking that question and you know that I'm straight edge, that's when you know my voice is bad. But anyway, getting back to the point at hand here. Like I said, last episode ever recorded on Endicott College campus. I've been recording the show here for the past pretty much since the start of hashtag AskGSM. It started in the summer of 2013, the summer before I came to college. Did a couple episodes, about 9 or 10, and then I came to college. And, we've been doing the show. I've been doing the show as a college student ever since. And I've been working around hectic class schedules and work schedules, but we made it work, doing episodes every single week for the past 4 years. But this is not the end. It is the end of an era, but we are still continuing the show. Or at least, I say we, but Haley's friggin' special guest here. I don't know if she's going to be on the future. She probably will. She's definitely going to be on the show again. But, Yeah, no, so last episode ever here on College, but I will continue the show next week. We'll be back next week or the week after, or we'll see. I'm not really 100% sure yet. But that being said, guys, enjoy TakeOver on Saturday, Backlash on Sunday, and next week we're going to have another all-new episode. Fingers crossed. Again, I'm not really sure what the future holds beyond Saturday, beyond tomorrow. We'll get through graduation first, but you can send in your questions by tweeting me on the Twitter machine at WrestleRant with hashtag AskGSM. Find me on Facebook at facebook.com/graham.gsm.matthews. Or leave a comment on the post. I usually put up on Tuesday nights, if not the wall itself. And last but not least, drop a comment/question on this very video right here in the comment section down below. I'll include your question in next week's edition. So again, guys, follow on Twitter, like on Facebook. All the shit's down in the description box down below. Check out the website, nextwrestling.net. You can subscribe to the channel, like this video, drop a comment, share the video. All that stuff is amazingly appreciated. Check me out on Gmail, my Xbox Live account, my AIM account, my Vine, my mixtape, my MySpace, my Tout account. Tout is awesome. Check out Tout. I did have Tout for a while, embarrassingly enough. Anything, Haley, you'd like to plug? Check out Haley on the chat of snaps. Yes? No? You don't want to plug that? You want to put that out here?
No.
Why not? You don't want the wrestling fans checking you out? There's a lot of snaps to me on there. I don't have a Snapchat. But you can check out Haley's snap. So for more of Haley and GSM, check out me on Twitter for all the pictures and all the latest of our adventure here in Massachusetts. But until then, guys, have an awesome weekend. Again, enjoy TakeOver and Backlash, respectively, this weekend. For Haley, I'm Graham GSM Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.